Their call for help echoed through the stars, and Earth's beasts came last human. The stars were quiet that night. Or at least, they had been quiet for as long as anyone could remember. The observatories on the edge of the world, where humans had pushed their instruments far beyond Earth's atmosphere, had reported no unusual signals. Yet, for Captain Aidan Keller, staring at the flickering lights of his spaceship's console, the silence felt wrong. His crew felt it too, a tension that hung in the recycled air, thick and unspoken. They were orbiting a small, distant planet in the Lumen cluster, a region of space that had fascinated human explorers for decades. The planet, named Athara by astronomers, was unremarkable at first glance, a bluish-green orb with a thin ring of clouds spinning slowly in the void. Yet the readings Keller saw made his stomach tighten. Something was calling from that world. It began as a pattern, faint and irregular at first, a series of pulses that repeated in no known code, a rhythm too deliberate to be natural. The ship's AI, Nova, had picked it up before anyone else, blinking warnings in a calm, mechanical voice. Captain, incoming signal detected. Source, surface of Athara, pattern analysis, anomalous. Aidan leaned closer, his fingers brushing the cold metal of the console. Anomalous? Explain. Nova's voice hummed as data scrolled across the screen. The signal does not match any known natural phenomenon. It contains patterns that resemble intelligence. Probability of intelligent origin, 98%. Aidan swallowed. Intelligent life. Unknown, Nova corrected. Analysis insufficient. Signal strength is weak but steady. The crew gathered behind him, a mix of scientists, engineers, and exobiologists, all sharing the same mixture of fear and excitement that Aidan felt. Lieutenant Mara Chen, the ship's communications officer, furrowed her brow. "It's a call," she said slowly. "Someone or something is reaching out." Aidan nodded. "Then we answer." The decision was unanimous. The ship adjusted its orbit, spiraling down toward the surface. The atmosphere was thin, breathable only with aid, and the sensors detected movement, faint, large shapes moving across the planet's plains. Shadows that seemed too deliberate, too aware. "Nova, show me the surface imagery," Aidan ordered. The screen lit up with a 3D projection of the planet. Towering forests stretched across the equator, rivers glittered like silver threads, and massive plains rolled into the horizon. But it was the shapes that caught their eyes, enormous creatures, unlike anything catalogued in human records, roaming the lands. Four-legged, thick-skinned, some with feathers, others with scales, yet all moving with purpose as if guarding or searching. "Beasts," whispered Dr. Elias Rowan, the lead exobiologist. "Large, intelligent, but not sentient, not like us." Yet, his voice trailed off as he studied the patterns. "They respond to something. They respond to the signal," Mara said. "It's calling them." Keller's mind raced. He had read the old stories of Earth's myths, legends of animals sensing danger, of calling to humans when trouble arose. Could these creatures, these unknown beasts of Athara, be reacting the same way? "Prepare the landing pod," he ordered. "We need to see this up close." The descent was tense. The thin atmosphere of Athara roared past the pod as they pierced through the clouds. Outside, the world was alive with color and movement. Vast plains stretched endlessly, dotted with trees taller than any on Earth, leaves glowing faintly in bioluminescent hues. And everywhere, creatures of unimaginable size and beauty roamed, moving in synchronized patterns that suggested a hidden intelligence. They landed in a valley where the signal was strongest. The ground shook slightly as the beasts approached, not aggressively but with cautious curiosity. Some paused, watching the humans in the pods, sniffing the air, sensing the unknown. Others seemed to communicate with one another through deep, resonant calls that vibrated the very air. Dr. Rowan was the first to step out. He moved slowly, careful not to startle them. The beasts tilted their massive heads, observing him. One creature, enormous and covered in soft, golden fur, stepped forward, lowering itself to meet his gaze. Its eyes were intelligent, almost human in their depth, and Rowan felt a shiver run down his spine. "They know we're here," he whispered. "They understand something." Aiden stepped out next, hand extended in a gesture of peace. The creature sniffed him, then lowered its head further. A soft rumbling sound escaped its throat. Nova translated as best it could. Unknown emotional response detected. Calm, curious, cautious. Mara scanned the area. "The signal," she said, pointing to the ground. "It's coming from beneath the surface, somewhere nearby. Whoever or whatever is sending it is asking for help. Help." The word echoed in Aiden's mind. Across the galaxy, humans had always been seen as fragile, slow, and weak. Yet here they were, standing on a world unknown, facing creatures far stronger than themselves, yet somehow connected to the call for aid. It was a test, perhaps, or an opportunity. They moved carefully toward the source, the beasts following in silent, respectful procession. Every step they took seemed to awaken something in the world. Trees leaned slightly as if observing. Rivers shifted, sparkling more brightly. The signal grew stronger, vibrating through the soil, through the bones of the planet itself. Finally, they reached a clearing where the ground split into a jagged, glowing fissure. From it, a voice, or something like a voice, rose. It was soft, melodic, almost a song, but it carried urgency, a plea that pierced even the strongest walls of human caution. Nova analyzed it. Pattern indicates distress. Request for immediate assistance. Coordinates for safe entry, 0.5 kilometers southeast of current position. Aiden nodded. "Then we move, carefully." As they approached the designated spot, the beasts formed a protective circle around them. Massive paws pressed into the soft soil, hooves clicked on stone, wings rustled in silent communication. Aiden realized with awe that these creatures were not only aware of the danger but willing to shield them from it. "Humans," Dr. Rowan said, voice trembling. "They're helping us." "Yes," Aiden said quietly. "And maybe that's what we're meant to do. Not just survive, not just explore, but help." The fissure pulsed with light as they drew near, a warm golden glow that seemed to reach out, touching them without harm. The air smelled faintly of ozone and life, a scent both strange and familiar. The signal's song became louder, clearer, an urgent symphony calling for assistance from beings that had no voice but a language of the heart. Aiden knelt at the edge. "We hear you," he said. "We're here. Tell us what you need." For a moment, nothing happened. Then the ground shifted and a figure emerged, not entirely human, not entirely beast, but something in between. Its eyes held centuries of wisdom and sorrow. It spoke, not with words, but in a wave of emotion that pressed against their minds. Fear, hope, urgency, and trust. The humans understood. The signal had called them across the stars, and Earth's visitors had answered. And somewhere deep within, Aiden felt it. A truth that resonated through every human heart. They were capable of more than anyone had imagined. On this distant planet, surrounded by beasts of immense power and intelligence, humanity had a role to play. They had come to help. The first part of their journey was only beginning. And the stars, once silent, were now listening. The humans had barely set foot on Athara when the planet seemed to notice them. The beasts that had surrounded them earlier now moved like silent sentinels, patrolling the edges of the clearing and beyond. Aiden Keller and his crew felt a strange comfort in their presence. Despite their massive size and unfamiliar appearance, the creatures radiated protection and intelligence. Dr. Elias Rowan knelt beside a glowing fissure in the ground, examining the energy pulsing from it. "It's unlike anything we've ever studied," he said. "The signal is not just electromagnetic. It's alive in a sense. It interacts with matter around it. The ground, the air, even the beasts, they respond to it." Mara Chen, the communications officer, tilted her head. "So it's more than a call. It's like the planet itself is asking for help." Nova, the ship's AI, chimed in. "Analysis. Athara's signal appears to be a distress beacon encoded into planetary energy fields. Probability of environmental collapse, high. Likely source, subterranean structures beneath the fissure. Aiden's jaw tightened. Then we need to get inside carefully. We don't know what we'll find, but it's clear that the planet is counting on us. The beasts shifted, forming a semicircle around the humans. One of the largest, golden-furred creatures nudged Aiden gently with its massive head as if urging him forward. He looked down into its intelligent eyes and nodded. I know, we won't fail. Using Nova's scans, the humans located a series of tunnels beneath the fissure. The entrance was narrow, glowing softly from the energy within. As they descended, the light illuminated intricate carvings on the tunnel walls. They depicted creatures that looked like the ones roaming the surface, alongside beings that seemed humanoid but elongated, with graceful limbs and luminous eyes. They built this, Rowan whispered. These tunnels, these carvings, someone lived here long ago. Or still does, Mara said quietly. The deeper they went, the stronger the signal became. It hummed in a rhythm that almost felt like a heartbeat, vibrating through their bones. The air was thick but breathable, filled with a faint, sweet scent that reminded Aiden of forests on Earth. Strange plants, glowing faintly, grew along the walls, their roots intertwined with the carved stone. Suddenly, a shadow moved ahead. The humans froze. It was not one of the beasts from outside. This figure was smaller, delicate, and humanoid, but its skin shimmered like liquid silver in the glowing light. Its eyes were deep pools of gold, filled with fear and hope. Aiden stepped forward slowly, raising his hands. We come in peace, he said. We are here to help. The figure tilted its head, studying them. Then it spoke not in words but in thought. The humans heard the message in their minds, clear and urgent. Danger, deep beneath. Life at risk, please help. Nova translated the neural pattern into speech. Warning, subterranean instability. Immediate assistance required to prevent collapse. Dr. Rowan glanced at Aiden. It's like the planet itself is speaking through them. This creature, it's connected to the signal. Maybe it guides the response. The figure moved aside, beckoning them forward. The tunnel opened into a vast underground chamber, unlike anything they had imagined. Giant crystalline structures pulsed with golden light, stretching from floor to ceiling. Streams of energy flowed between them like liquid sunlight, feeding into enormous machinery embedded into the stone. It was clear. This was a heart of the planet, a system maintaining life across Athara, and yet the system was failing. Cracks spread across the crystalline structures, some leaking energy that sparked and fizzled before dissipating into nothing. The chamber shook slightly, and the figure's eyes widened in fear. They don't have much time, Rowan said. If these structures collapse, the energy field that sustains Athara, it could fail completely. Aiden looked around, considering the scale of the problem. We don't know their technology, but we do know human ingenuity. Let's start by stabilizing the main energy conduit. Mara read the energy flow patterns. Rowan find weak points. Nova assist in interface mapping. The humans worked carefully, the beasts remaining outside, yet their presence felt protective. It was as if the planet had sent its guardians to ensure the humans could act without interference. Aiden's hands moved over the alien controls, simple enough to operate with careful observation, yet delicate in their timing. Hours passed in tense concentration. Each adjustment they made caused a ripple of energy across the chamber. Cracks healed slowly as energy realigned, and the hum of the planet grew steadier. The silver-skinned creature guided them at every turn, pointing out weak spots or redirecting energy with gestures that the humans learned to understand intuitively. Suddenly, a tremor shook the chamber violently. A section of the ceiling cracked, threatening to collapse. One of the humans, a young engineer named Jonas, shouted. "We can't hold it." Aiden's mind raced. He looked at the silver figure whose eyes now glowed with urgency. Then he looked at the beasts outside, standing tall against the trembling ground. Inspiration struck. The beasts. They can help stabilize it, Rowan blinked. You mean outside? Yes, their presence is part of the planet's energy field. If they move closer, form a pattern around the chamber, it could reinforce the structure. They coordinated quickly. Outside, the golden-furred guardian let out a deep call, a sound that resonated across the plains. The other beasts responded immediately, forming precise formations as if guided by instinct. Inside the chamber, energy shifted, pulsing stronger, reacting to the synchronization outside. The tremor slowed, then halted. The ceiling stabilized. Aiden let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. It worked, he said. The beasts, they're part of the planet's defense. Rowan shook his head in awe. Humans coordinating with them, that's incredible. We wouldn't have survived this alone. The silver-skinned figure stepped forward, placing a hand on the largest crystal structure. A wave of energy pulsed outward, flowing into the chamber and beyond, stabilizing the subterranean network. The signal's song softened, no longer frantic but steady, almost like a sigh of relief. Mara turned to Aiden. Captain, it's amazing. We didn't just fix something broken. We connected. The planet, its creatures, and us were linked now. Yes, Aiden agreed. And this is only the beginning. There's more to this planet than we know, and we'll need every skill, every ounce of human creativity and courage to help it survive. Nova's voice, calm as ever, added, analysis. Humans' adaptive problem-solving, combined with the cooperation of native creatures, has increased system stability by 78%. Probability of full recovery, moderate to high. The humans worked late into the Athara night, alongside the silver-skinned guide. The energy chambers hummed a steady song, reassuring and powerful. Outside, the beasts kept their watch, their eyes glowing softly under the planet's twin moons. Aiden finally stepped back, wiping sweat from his brow. He looked at his crew. This planet asked for help, we answered, and together we made a difference. Dr. Rowan smiled, still in disbelief. Humans can do remarkable things, even among stars unknown. I think we were meant for this. The silver figure approached Aiden, its golden eyes meeting his. The message came again, clearer now, you are welcome, stay, protect, learn. Aiden felt a surge of pride and purpose. We will, he said. We came across the stars to help. And we're not leaving until we've done everything we can. The first night in Athara's depths passed quietly, but the humans knew their journey was far from over. Beyond the safety of the chamber, the planet still held mysteries, creatures, civilizations, and dangers unknown. Yet the bond formed tonight between humans, the beasts, and Athara itself was a promise of hope. Somewhere deep beneath the surface, more signals pulsed, faint but insistent. And somewhere across the stars, the call for help waited, echoing through the void. Aiden closed his eyes, listening to the rhythm of the planet. Humanity had arrived. And this time, the stars themselves would watch. The humans had stabilized the energy chamber, and the subterranean hum of Athara's heart now sang a steady rhythm. Yet Aiden Keller knew this was only a temporary victory. Something deeper, something hidden, was causing the planet's distress. The silver-skinned guide moved alongside the humans, its golden eyes scanning the crystal walls as if anticipating their next steps. Nova, Aiden said, map the entire underground network, find the source of the main instability. There has to be a root cause. The AI hummed. Mapping in progress. Initial scans suggest a massive structure at the core of the network. Energy readings indicate high instability. Potential environmental collapse if unaddressed. Dr. Elias Rowan studied the nearby crystals, tracing the glowing lines with his fingers. These conduits aren't just natural formations, he said. They're intelligent. Built to channel energy, maintain balance, and possibly communicate, but something damaged the central node. Mara Chen frowned. Do you think the signal we received, the call for help, comes from that node? Yes, Rowan replied, and it may be more than a call. It's a warning. The group moved carefully through a narrow passage, deeper than they had ever been. Each step resonated with the energy of the planet, subtle vibrations guiding them forward. The silver-skinned guide paused periodically, gesturing to nodes or crystals that needed attention. It was clear that this being had lived in harmony with the planet for centuries, or perhaps millennia. Hours into the journey, they entered a massive cavern. The ceiling arched high above, glowing with energy. At the center, a gigantic crystalline structure pulsed violently, its light uneven and unstable. Sparks of golden energy shot into the air, and the chamber itself seemed to tremble with the structure's imbalance. Aiden stepped forward cautiously. "This is it," he said. "The core, whatever is wrong, it's happening here." Dr. Rowan's eyes widened. "It's beautiful and alive. Look at the way it flows, responds. It's almost like a living organism." Nova's voice interrupted the awe. "Energy fluctuation levels critical. Estimated time until structural collapse, less than 20 hours if no action is taken." Aiden exhaled. "Then we don't have much time. Let's figure out how to stabilize it and fast." The silver-skinned guide moved toward the core, touching it lightly. A wave of warmth spread through the chamber, and the humans felt a sudden clarity, as if the structure itself was communicating directly with their minds. A vision formed in Aiden's thoughts, a massive energy surge originating from a deep fault, spreading through the conduits and threatening the entire planet. "They need a human solution," Aiden said, feeling the weight of the responsibility. "Something adaptable, something clever." "And they're letting us know it," Rowan nodded. "They've been waiting for someone like us, someone who can think differently, adapt quickly, and act decisively. Humans have this advantage: creativity, ingenuity." Mara's voice broke in, calm but determined. "Then let's put it to use. Nova, guide us. Rowan, help me understand these conduits. We can do this together." The team worked quickly, studying the energy flows and the damaged conduits. Each adjustment caused sparks or waves of light to ripple through the crystalline core. They realized that brute force would not work. Precision, timing, and cooperation were required. The silver-skinned guide moved seamlessly alongside them, offering silent guidance. Suddenly, the chamber shook violently. A tremor ran through the floor, knocking some crystals loose. The humans stumbled, but Aiden caught Rowan before he fell. "More instability," Mara said, scanning her instruments. "The damage is deeper than we thought. There are faults branching from the core, spreading energy in dangerous patterns." Aiden's mind raced. "Then we need to redirect the energy, not just fix the core, balance it. Think of it like conducting an orchestra. Each flow, each pulse has to be in harmony." The crew worked tirelessly, combining their human intuition with Nova's precise calculations. Rowan identified weak points, Mara monitored flows, and Aiden coordinated the adjustments. The silver-skinned guide moved among them, enhancing their efforts with gestures that seemed to manipulate energy directly. Hours passed, but progress was slow. Sparks flew, some conduits glowed erratically, and the chamber shook occasionally. Yet the humans persisted, their determination unshaken. They were not alone. The planet's beasts waited above, guarding the entrances, their presence a silent promise of support. Finally, Aiden had an idea. "If we can amplify the energy using resonance patterns, we can stabilize the core without forcing it. Think of it like tuning a musical instrument." Rowan's eyes lit up. "Yes, we can create a harmonic feedback loop. It will redirect excess energy safely into the secondary conduits." They worked together to implement the plan. Each human action had to be perfectly timed with Nova's calculations and the guidance of the silver-skinned being. As the feedback loop began, the core pulsed more evenly. The erratic sparks diminished and the tremors slowed. Outside, the beasts responded. They moved in coordinated patterns across the plains, their energy subtly interacting with the planet's own fields. Aiden realized that the bond between humans and the creatures was more than symbolic, it was functional. Together, they were completing a circuit that balanced the planet itself. Minutes stretched into an eternity as the feedback loop reached full strength. Then suddenly the core pulsed once, powerfully but calmly. Light spread evenly through the chamber, filling every corner. The tremors stopped. The energy flows stabilized. The humans stood in awe. Rowan whispered, "We did it. We actually did it." The silver-skinned guide stepped forward, placing a hand on Aiden's shoulder. The thought came clearly, "You understand us. You understand Athara. You are part of its life now." Aiden felt a warmth fill his chest. "We didn't do it alone," he said. "We worked together. The planet, the creatures, all of us." Nova analyzed the situation. Planetary energy network stable. Probability of immediate collapse, 0. Long-term sustainability, high if monitored and maintained. Mara smiled. "We came here to help, and we did." Humans can really make a difference, even on worlds far from home. But even in their victory, a sense of curiosity lingered. The humans had stabilized the core, but they still did not fully understand its origin. Who had built it? Why had it been left vulnerable? And what other secrets did Athara hold, waiting to be discovered? Aiden looked around the chamber, the glowing crystals reflecting in his eyes. "This planet has history," he said, "and it seems to be trying to teach us something. We've learned we can help, but there's more. We have to explore, learn, and be ready for whatever comes next." Rowan nodded. "And the beasts, they are not just guardians, they are partners. They trust us now, and we must honor that trust." The humans rested briefly, allowing the energy of the planet to calm further. The silver-skinned guide moved to the edge of the chamber, its gaze directed toward a distant tunnel that pulsed with faint, rhythmic light. Aiden approached cautiously. "It's another path," he said. "One we haven't explored. The signal calls us onward. The planet still needs help, and maybe it's leading us to answers we don't even know we need." Mara checked her instruments. "The energy patterns here are different, older, more complex. Whoever built this core had knowledge far beyond what we've seen. We might be walking into something extraordinary." Aiden smiled, feeling the familiar spark of human determination. "Extraordinary is exactly what we do best. Let's go." The group moved toward the new tunnel, stepping lightly over the glowing floor. The core of the planet pulsed behind them, stable and strong. The beasts outside continued their silent watch, ready to act if danger came. And above them, through the fissure where light reached from the surface, Athara's twin moons shone brightly, as if guiding them forward. As they advanced, Aiden felt a thrill of anticipation. Humans had crossed the stars, answered a call for help, and stood on the brink of uncovering a mystery that stretched beyond their imagination. This was more than exploration. It was a mission to prove that, no matter the distance or danger, humanity could rise to the challenge. The tunnel ahead glowed with an ethereal light, beckoning them deeper. And though the challenges ahead were unknown, Aiden knew one thing with certainty. Humans, together with Athara's creatures, would meet them. The adventure was far from over. The real journey, one of discovery, courage, and the enduring spirit of humanity, was only just beginning. The tunnel ahead pulsed with a soft, golden glow, as if inviting the humans deeper into Athara's hidden heart. Aiden Keller led the way, feeling the subtle vibrations of the planet under his boots. Every step seemed to resonate with the energy around them, and the silver-skinned guide moved gracefully at his side, alert and aware of every nuance. "This tunnel, it feels different," Mara Chen said, her voice calm but thoughtful. "The energy here is older, more complex, almost alive." Dr. Rowan examined the walls. "The crystal patterns are denser, layered in ways we haven't seen before. Whoever built this core had advanced understanding of energy and life integration. We're going to have to think carefully." Nova, the ship's AI, added, "Scanning for environmental hazards. Probability of structural integrity, moderate. Energy fluctuations detected. increasing. Recommend caution, Aiden nodded. Everyone stay focused. We don't know what's ahead, but we've handled surprises before. Step carefully, observe, and trust each other. As they moved deeper, the tunnel opened into a vast underground canyon. Glowing streams of energy flowed like rivers through the crystalline walls. Massive structures, shaped like pillars of light, stretched upward, disappearing into shadows above. The air shimmered with energy, making the humans feel lighter, almost buoyant, as if the planet itself was influencing their bodies. Then, movement caught their eyes. Shadows shifted along the walls. From the darkness emerged creatures unlike any they had seen before. They were enormous, with elongated limbs and glowing eyes, moving with grace but radiating power. The beasts of Athara had led them to safety outside, but these new beings seemed different. "They're guardians," Dr. Rowan whispered, "or protectors of this deeper network. And they don't seem friendly." Aiden raised a hand, signaling caution. "We don't want to fight. Let's see if they respond to reason." The silver-skinned guide stepped forward and the glowing guardians paused, tilting their heads. Then a series of harmonic vibrations pulsed through the canyon. The guide touched a crystal on the floor, sending a wave of energy toward the beings. Slowly, they lowered their posture, acknowledging the humans' presence. "They test us," Mara said. "They want to see if we understand the planet's needs," Aiden nodded. "Then let's show them, step by step, carefully." The humans advanced, following the guide's gestures. They reached a central chamber where energy converged into a massive crystalline sphere, suspended above the ground by beams of light. But the sphere flickered, its glow unstable. Sparks of energy arced dangerously toward the walls, sending small tremors through the floor. "This is the real problem," Rowan said, his eyes wide. "The sphere is unstable. If it collapses, it could destroy the entire network, and we might not survive the fallout." Aiden looked at his crew. "We've stabilized parts of the planet before. We can do it again. But this will require all of us working together, and the beasts will need their help." Outside the chamber, the massive creatures moved into position, their eyes glowing with determination. Aiden realized that the planet's life had chosen humans as partners in this challenge, just as it had before. "Nova," he said, "synchronize with the external energy flows. Guide the humans and the beasts in creating a stable pattern for the sphere." The AI responded instantly, projecting a holographic map of energy currents through the chamber. Rowan traced the paths with his hands. "We can redirect some flows here and here. It's risky, but if we coordinate precisely, we can stabilize it." Mara checked the timing sequences. "We have to move together. Each adjustment has to match the energy rhythm perfectly, or it could backfire." Aiden nodded. "Then we do it. Everyone focus. The planet is counting on us." Step by step, the humans followed the pattern. Rowan stabilized weak conduits. Mara monitored the flows, adjusting in real time. Aiden coordinated their timing. Outside, the beasts moved in exact positions, forming circuits that interacted with the energy flowing from the chamber. The silver-skinned guide pulsed energy with its gestures, fine-tuning the resonance. The sphere flickered violently and sparks flew, illuminating the chamber with a golden storm. A tremor shook the floor, throwing Rowan off balance. "It's too unstable," he shouted. Aiden steadied him. "Keep going, trust the system, and trust each other." Minutes passed like hours. Each adjustment was critical, each movement calculated. Nova's guidance, human intuition, and the beast's energy formed a perfect synergy. Slowly, the sphere's light grew steadier, pulsing with a calm, rhythmic energy. Sparks vanished and the tremors stopped. Outside the chamber, the Guardians watched silently, their glowing eyes acknowledging the humans' success. The silver-skinned guide stepped forward, and a soft wave of energy spread through the chamber. The sphere stabilized fully, and the energy currents harmonized with the entire subterranean network. Dr. Rowan exhaled, shaking his head in disbelief. We did it, we actually balanced it, it's perfect. Aiden looked at the silver-skinned guide. The thought came clearly, you have proven yourselves, you understand, you are worthy of trust. Mara smiled. Humans can do extraordinary things when we work together, even with forces far beyond our understanding. Aiden nodded. Yes, and today we proved that courage, intelligence, and cooperation can solve even the greatest challenges. Not just for us, but for everyone counting on this planet. The chamber pulsed with energy, and the humans felt a sense of connection they had never experienced before. It was more than just stabilizing the sphere. It was forming a bond with Athara itself, with the planet's life and intelligence. But even in their victory, Aiden knew this was not the end. The subterranean network extended farther than they could see, and the source of the planet's original distress remained a mystery. Something, or someone, had damaged the core, and the planet's call for help might only be the beginning. Nova's voice cut through the silence. Scanning for further anomalies, energy fluctuations detected at secondary nodes, probability of additional challenges, high. Aiden clenched his fists. Then we continue. We've faced this first great challenge, but the journey isn't over. Athara needs us, and we won't fail. The silver-skinned guide moved to the edge of the chamber, its golden eyes glowing brighter. It gestured toward a distant passageway, pulsing with faint light. The humans understood. The path forward was clear. The next stage of their mission awaited. Outside, the beasts shifted positions, their eyes glowing with readiness. Aiden realized that Athara's creatures were not only protectors, they were partners, allies in a partnership that spanned species and worlds. We've learned a lot, Rowan said. The planet, its guardians, even these tunnels, they respond to intelligence, creativity, and trust. That's something humans excel at. Aiden smiled. Yes, and that's why we're here. The stars may see us as fragile, but together we're capable of things no one could imagine. Today we've shown that, and tomorrow we'll face whatever comes next. The humans took a moment to rest, allowing the energy of the chamber to calm. The silver-skinned guide hovered nearby, watching over them. And beyond the chamber, the vast tunnels of Athara stretched onward, filled with light, energy, and mysteries yet to be discovered. Aiden looked at his crew. Remember this feeling. The planet trusts us now. Its life depends on us. But that trust is also a responsibility. We move forward together, Mara nodded, and we'll be ready. Whatever's next, we face it as one, humans, beasts, and Athara. The tunnel ahead glowed softly, inviting them onward. The first great challenge had been met, but the true test of humanity's courage, ingenuity, and unity was only just beginning. And as they stepped forward, deeper into the heart of the planet, Aiden knew one thing for certain. The stars had called them, and humanity had answered. No matter the danger, no matter the mystery, they would rise. The journey continued, with new challenges, new discoveries, and the enduring spirit of humanity lighting the way. The humans had faced challenges no one on Earth could have imagined. They had stabilized Athara's energy core, navigated vast tunnels, and earned the trust of its guardians. Yet as Captain Aiden Keller led his crew deeper into the glowing passageways, he felt a mixture of awe and apprehension. They were approaching the heart of the planet, the source of the original call for help. The silver-skinned guide moved ahead, its golden eyes illuminating the path. "Stay close," Aiden whispered to his crew. "The planet itself is alive here. It will respond to us, and we must respond carefully." Dr. Elias Rowan examined the walls. "The energy patterns are stronger here, almost conscious. We can feel its awareness, its intent. This is not just a core, it's a living network, a mind integrated with the planet itself." Mara Chen glanced at her instruments. The vibrations from the planet, they feel like pulses of thought, almost like it's thinking, hoping we understand. Nova's calm voice filled the tunnel. "Analysis. Primary node detected. Energy levels critical. Planetary life systems at high risk. Estimated collapse probability without intervention. 70%. Aiden clenched his fists. Then we have one chance. We've learned how to work with this planet and the beasts have helped. Now we need to find the source, understand it, and protect it. The passage opened into a colossal chamber. The ceiling stretched so high it disappeared into darkness, and the walls glowed with thousands of energy conduits. At the center floated an enormous crystalline orb, pulsating with golden light. Around it, energy streams flowed like rivers, connecting to every corner of the planet. This was the heart of Athara, its very life source. The orb flickered violently, releasing arcs of energy that sent tremors through the chamber. Aiden stepped forward. This is it, the source of the call. We need to stabilize it completely, or the planet could fail. The silver-skinned guide approached the orb, its hands raised. Waves of golden energy radiated outward, forming patterns in the air. Aiden understood. This being was guiding them, showing how the energy should flow, but leaving the execution to humans. Dr. Rowan studied the conduits. If we can mirror its pattern and amplify stability through harmonic resonance, we can save the heart, but it will require perfect timing and absolute cooperation. Mara nodded. Then we synchronize. Nova, map every energy flow. We follow exactly. The humans began their work. Rowan adjusted conduits, Mara monitored the flows, and Aiden coordinated the timing. The beasts outside responded immediately, forming intricate patterns across the surface that resonated with the underground network. Each step, each position, each pulse reinforced the human effort. Suddenly, the orb pulsed violently, throwing arcs of energy into the chamber. Sparks flew, but no one panicked. They moved with precision, trusting the guidance of the silver-skinned being and Nova's calculations. This is it, Aiden said. Everything we've learned, everything we can do, now is the moment. The humans synchronized perfectly. Rowan aligned the conduits with exact precision. Mara fine-tuned the energy pulses. Aiden coordinated the rhythm of every movement. Outside, the beasts completed the circuit, their enormous forms glowing with natural energy. The orb's light stabilized slightly. Then, a soft hum filled the chamber, growing louder, stronger, harmonious. The energy flowed evenly through the conduits and the tremors stopped. A golden wave radiated through the chamber, spreading outward, touching every living being on Athara. The silver-skinned guide stepped back, letting the humans finish the task. Its thought echoed in their minds. You have done what few could. You understand life, balance, and responsibility. You are the caretakers Athara hoped for. Dr. Rowan's eyes glistened. We didn't just fix it, we connected with it, with the planet. We became part of its life system. Aiden smiled. And it trusted us. That's what matters. Humans, together with the planet and its creatures, have made a difference. Outside, the beasts let out deep, resonant calls, filling the plains with harmonious sound. The silver-skinned guide floated near the orb, watching as energy pulses stabilized the network. Aiden realized that their work had done more than save a planet. It had shown that humans, with intelligence, courage, and cooperation, could rise to challenges no one thought possible. Yet even in triumph, there was more to learn. Nova detected faint energy anomalies branching from the orb. Analysis: residual energy disturbances detected. They may indicate remaining challenges or hidden systems. Exploration recommended. Aiden turned to his crew. This planet has more mysteries, more secrets. But we've proven something today. Humans can rise to the challenge even in worlds far beyond our own. We'll continue, we'll learn, and we'll protect this life. Rowan nodded. It's incredible. The planet itself responded to us, trusted us, and worked with us. The HFY spirit, it's alive here. Our curiosity, our creativity, our determination, it matters. Mara smiled. And the beasts, they're partners, not just guardians. They've taught us about cooperation across species. That's a lesson we can take anywhere. Aiden felt a wave of pride and responsibility. Humanity had crossed the stars, answered a call for help and proven itself not just capable of surviving, but of thriving, contributing, and inspiring. The silver-skinned guide approached him, placing a hand on his shoulder. A thought flowed directly into his mind. You are welcome. You belong here as friends and protectors, but this is only the beginning. Together, humans and Athara can face any challenge. Aiden nodded, understanding fully. We will stay. We will learn. We will protect this planet. And we'll continue answering the calls across the stars. The humans rested briefly, feeling the energy of the planet calm and steady. Outside, the beasts continued their watch, the twin moons casting soft light over the glowing plains. The heart of Athara pulsed in rhythm with the planet itself, steady and strong. And then the orb projected a vision into Aiden's mind. It was a vision of other planets, distant worlds in need, signals echoing across the stars, waiting for help. The call they had answered was only one of many. Humanity's journey, it seemed, was just beginning. Aiden looked at his crew. We've faced the greatest challenge here, but there are more worlds out there, more lives that may need us. And together, humans can rise to the occasion, Rowan smiled. We've proven that we can be more than explorers. We can be helpers, protectors, and partners. That's what makes humanity special, Mara added, and wherever we go, we carry these lessons. Cooperation, courage, ingenuity, the HFY spirit lives in us always. The humans stepped back from the heart of Athara, letting the energy flow naturally. The silver-skinned guide hovered near the orb, a silent guardian and teacher. The beasts outside moved gracefully across the plains, their eyes glowing with intelligence and pride. Aiden took a deep breath. We came across the stars. We answered a call for help, and we succeeded. But more importantly, we learned that humans, when united and guided by compassion and intelligence, can do extraordinary things. The planet's energy pulsed calmly, a living heartbeat that resonated through every crystal, every tunnel, and every living being. Aiden felt it deep in his bones. This was what humans were meant to do, not just survive, but rise, inspire, and make a difference. He looked up at the glowing orb one last time. Athara, we are here. We will stay. We will protect you. And we will rise to meet any challenge, no matter how distant the stars may be. And somewhere across the galaxy, faint signals continued to echo, waiting for someone brave enough to answer. Humanity had begun its journey not just as explorers but as guardians, helpers, and champions of life. The stars had called, and humans had risen. Athara was safe, for now. But more importantly, humanity had proven itself. Clever, compassionate, and capable of greatness beyond measure. The beasts, the planet, and the humans were united in harmony, a living testament to the power of cooperation and courage. The adventure was complete, yet it was only the beginning.